friends, we're back, we're here. A moment for my fit, I'll talk about it too. My little sports bra and my sweat shorts. And if you are new here, feel free to explore some of my older videos. And if you've been around with me since I've started the channel, I can't express enough how grateful I am to have your support, your continuous support, as you bear with me and the ebbs and flows that is my channel, right? The ebbs and flows that is my channel. The ebbs and flows that is my life, really, but you know, you get it. So here we are, we're doing it again. We're starting again with some YouTube videos. I've had a lot of questions if I am teaching online, do I have online videos, all the good things. So I'm taking all the pings I'm getting from the universe to kind of hop back on this bandwagon, and I'm gonna do my best to produce new videos for you as time allows, because I definitely hear you and see you and want to continue to help you in your yoga journey. So with that being said, before we get into the class, actually, I wanted to talk about what I'm wearing in the videos that you're gonna start seeing from me. So they're usually some brand or some person that I know personally that I love, that I feel very drawn to their brand for various reasons. So very quickly, and of course I'll link at the bottom in like the comments and the bio and the description, I'll link where this stuff is coming from. But the top here is Sanita. So they are an Arizona local brand based right here where I live. I'm based in Arizona. And they have very cute athleisure wear. They have comfy wears. They have all the good things. So this is their one of their newer ribbed crop tops, the sports bra. I love the back a lot too. And then my shorts here are also local as well. They're from Wildflower World. She's based in Arizona here with me. And I'll link her as well because I live, breathe, and die in these shorts, and they always have a little custom embroidery from Emily Wildflower World herself. This is still Fielder. Fielder is still here, still anxious, still the love of my life. So it's fine, right? So everything's fine. Okay, let's get into it. Fields, lay down. The first class I'm bringing back will be yoga for stoners, because everyone's always asking about that, as they should, and the fact that you're asking me, I feel way too cool. So with that being said, go light up, go grab something, go eat something, go drink something, bring it back with you to your mat. I will not be partaking in the video, just keeping it real with you all, although I would love to partake, and one of my favorite ways to practice in a mellow vibe is a little stony baloney. Take little tokes, do what you gotta do. I will be partaking with you in my mind, body, and spirit, although not presently in the YouTube, in our video that I'm about to record, only because I don't really know what journey that will take us on. So if someone needs to sacrifice for the greater good, me, to let you guys enjoy this. So go ahead, grab what you need to, come back, and also grab a pillow. That's the only thing you're going to need, because I want to make this class extra comfy. So go ahead and grab a pillow here too. Beautiful. Once you have taken your time to smoke and to drink and to grab whatever you need to grab to make this class suit your needs, go ahead and make sure you have your pillow here as well. And we're actually going to start with finding a seat on the pillow. So find a seat here, hike up the hips, roll the shoulders away from your ears, start to shut down the eyes. Anything works with the lower portion, so anything works with the lower half. Crisscross applesauce with the legs, let them go out nice and long. Wherever you feel best is kind of where I want you to start class. And we will be in a seat for a little while here as we start to find our breath together, as we start to invite small movements in. But for the majority of the class, we will be going at a slower pace here too, and we'll be staying pretty low to the ground. So when you're ready, taking your last hits, doing your last things you need to do, come back, sit here with me, find your breath, hone in on this space. With your hips elevated here slightly, hopefully, ideally, it makes the seat a little bit more comfortable for you to really tune in. So get the fidgets out that you can, roll the shoulders away, sit up nice and tall, be nice and proud in your stature. And eventually, once you allow the external factors to kind of go where they need to go for your time here in this present moment, tune in. Feel heavy through your hips, feel anchored through your exhales. But then let those inhales bring in some space. Let those inhalations bring in some lightness through your chest, the upper half, traveling through the crown of your head. Feel your spine lengthen out as you draw that nice, deep, big belly breath in. And as you exhale, let yourself release, let yourself stay in this seated position. And work with that space, work with that rhythm. So try to find 2 more just like that. Your biggest breath in. And slow exhale as you let that go. Now you have 1 more just like that. So fill up your capacity with this next breath in. Widen your sides, lengthen out your sides. And as you exhale, let that go. Now we'll do a couple rounds of what we call our box breathing here together as well. So go ahead and start on empty. So empty out the breath, empty out the belly. And when you're ready, through the nose, find a breath in with me for 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause at your top, hold for just a moment with me. And now we find that nice slow exhale here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause at your bottom, so feel that empty space. Begin to trust yourself in this empty space. And let's find 2 more just like that. Breath in for 4, 3, 2, 1. You pause. Start with that nice slow exhale through the nose. 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay empty, be empty for just a moment. We got 1 more full round just like that. Big breath in. 4, 3, 2, 1. You pause. Nice slow exhale here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now stay empty. We're going to try to hold this empty space for even just a second longer. Begin to build that space. Stay empty with me. 3, 2. Your biggest breath in on 1. Big, full, steady breath in through the nose. A little bit more. Now part your lips, sigh, let that go. Good. Let's do 1 more just like that. Big breath in. And part your lips, sigh, let it go. Welcome to class, my friends. When you're ready, inhale those arms up nice and high. Let your gaze follow. Linger for a moment. Maybe roll out the wrists, the fingers, bend and point. Feel that length, big reach through your sides. Breath in. And as you exhale, bend in cactus. Bend the elbows, gaze up. Let your heart space shine through. Now again, inhale up nice and tall. Palms will face one another. Big reach. Exhale, bend in cactus. Little change here. You're going to find a breath in. Reach up through the fingertips. And exhale those hands right through heart center. Nice job. Go ahead and place your left hand on your left thigh. Crawl your right hand out. Pop up on your fingertips. Straighten out that right arm just slightly. Left hand, just let it be comfortable wherever it wants to kind of land, somewhere on top of the thigh, on top of the knee. And then drop your left ear to your left shoulder. So once you drop that left ear to your left shoulder, notice if you're clenching your jaw, unclench your jaw. And then you play with the sensations that happen as you continue to crawl your right arm further towards the right edge of your mat, or maybe you bring it a little bit closer towards that right thigh if this is just too much. But I want you to tune in. Nobody knows you better than you know you. So of course, I'm helping you create this blueprint, but you take it and make it uniquely what you need, especially as you're super dialed in, especially as you're feeling nice and mellow, you're finding that vibe, finding your smoke. Take this how you need. Now just a couple more moments here. You might just be enjoying the stillness as you shut down your eyes, breathe into that right side of your neck. You might want to add small movement, so thinking of tucking the chin towards the chest. Maybe you gaze up towards the ceiling. Either way, wherever you take this, we're here for 3, for 2, and on 1, bring it back towards center. Right hand, left hand, they meet one another on your lap. And when you're ready, take a moment, crawl the left arm out as far as you need to find that sensation. Invite that right ear towards your right shoulder. Be okay with this feeling a little bit different from your right side. So right side, left side, they're going to bring up different things, different sensations. Especially when you think about it, right? You have a more dominant side, so that could be your tighter side, could be your weaker side, just depending on kind of what you do throughout your days. But either way, take this new side as just a new opportunity to expand your awareness. Expansion of how this feels, how this leads you to deeper sensations, and how this grounds you into this moment. Couple more breaths here. If you want to invite that movement in, go ahead and tuck the chin towards the chest, slightly gaze up. Now when you're ready, bring that left hand on top of your left thigh and just start moving around your neck here, my friends. Tuck your chin towards your chest. Allow your gaze to go up towards the ceiling. Maybe you linger as you gaze up towards the ceiling. Open up the throat. But eventually, all together, we come back towards center in 3, in 2, and 1. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. Sit up nice and tall. Find a big breath in. Exhale, let it go. And this time, inhale those hands up nice and high. Let your gaze follow. And as you exhale, we're going to find our first twist. Twist over towards the right. So let your left hand catch the top of your right thigh in some way, shape, or form. Think of rolling that right shoulder away from your ear as you gaze towards your right shoulder with the eyes. Give yourself a moment to sit up nice and tall. Big, steady breath. And you'll stay here. As you exhale, maybe you feel that twist deepen just slightly. Give yourself a moment, shut down the eyes, feel that space in your spine, feel the heaviness through your hips. Now your left hand's going to stay on top of your right thigh. Right hand's behind you, flip it up towards the ceiling, release it from the floor. Find a big breath in, side lean on over towards the left side. So let all 5 right fingertips kind of chase the left corner of your mat. Use your left hand to anchor yourself back down into the seat as you really try to find that breath for your right side here, palms facing the ground. Now when you're ready, right hand finds your left thigh. Bring that left hand behind you, switching out our twist. A moment for you to recenter here, so roll that left shoulder away from your ear. Keep gazing over towards the left side of your space if you feel comfortable doing so. And notice if you're trying to compensate the lift of your chest, the length of your spine for a deeper twist. I'm not really concerned about how deep your twist is, more so about keeping that posture nice and lifted. So big breath in, sit up tall. As you exhale, continue to find that twist. Couple more rounds. Now this time that right hand's going to stay planted on the outside of your left leg. Flip that left palm up towards the sky. Big breath in. Reach on over towards the right side. Feel that new length through the left. Left palm is facing the ground here. Now eventually cross the elbows. So left elbow crosses your right. Tuck your chin towards your chest. Notice if you can breathe in between your shoulder blades here. Take a moment. Feel that flexion. And we're going to invite some movement here, just a few more rounds, and then we'll get off of our seat. Keep your left hand on the outside of your right thigh. We're going to focus on that right hand. It's on top of your left thigh, under your left elbow. Think of finding like your swimmer's motion here. So as you find a breath in, release the right hand, find a big old backstroke up, up, up overhead, and that right elbow lands on top of your left. And we're going to keep that going. So big breath in, reach up through the left arm. Let it find your right thigh. Couple more rounds, keep it going. Big reach with that right arm. And exhale, plants it on the outside of your left thigh. Nice sweeping motion. Inhale, left hand high. One more side here. Inhale, right hand tie. Good. Stay here. Find the connection. Let the elbows crisscross for 3, for 2. And inhale, reach up nice and tall on 1. Unwind the arms. Exhale, hands through heart center. Beautiful job, my friends. Let's bring it to a tabletop pose. Go ahead and put your pillow just somewhere on the outside of your mat. We'll come back to that. And when you find this tabletop pose, I want you to just feel comfortable moving. So just get intuitive here. Think of bending the elbows, pull your chest through. Maybe make some circles with the hips. Get out any of the sticky spaces, especially if you sit all day for work. Move with hips around. And eventually we'll invite some cat-cows into the space. So find that tabletop pose nice and strong with your foundation. You're going to inhale, pull your belly, drop your belly, pull your chest through rather. And then as you exhale, push the tops of your feet into the mat, scoop your tailbone up and under, chin tucks towards your chest. And find a pace that works for you, right? So every breath in, know that belly is going to drop. Grip the mat with your fingers to help the chest pull through. And as you exhale, find that Halloween cat-like pose, big breath. And at least 2 or 3 at your own pace. I cannot express this enough. There's quite literally not a wrong way to move right now. And with the benefit, the added benefit of practicing at home, be in your zone, be comfortable, shut down the eyes. Give yourself a moment to move and groove here, couple steady rounds. Awesome. Let's bring it back towards that neutral tabletop pose. And from here, we're going to bring it into a puppy pose. So if you know your puppy pose, you have a good idea of where you want to take this, go ahead and kind of just allow the chest to start dipping down. But if you're needing a few pointers, go ahead and kind of hang out with me and we'll enter together. Hips and knees, they stay just as they are. Think tabletop pose with the lower half. Try not to move that space. Instead, crawl your hands forward. When you crawl the hands forward, you're going to notice that your chest wants to descend towards the mat. Let that happen. And eventually, maybe your third eye lands here on the mat as well. So that space in between your eyebrows. Now, if the ground is still just too far away or this is super tight for the shoulders, bring your pillow back into this space. Let it rest on your chest or maybe even rest on your third eye. I'm, of course, not going to do that because I have the mic and you won't be able to hear me. But either way, replicating what you see of a puppy pose here on the screen, but know it's going to look different for you. But eventually you're going to settle into that puppy pose. Hips stay up nice and high as you let your chest dip down nice and low. Think of your hands, think of your palms, press them into the mat so you feel that connection to that space beneath you. Straighten out your arms a little bit more. And as we settle into this pose, give yourself a moment to settle into this pose, right? Slow down your breath here again. Maybe you start to bring elongation back to your inhales and your exhales. Notice how the exhale will help you push that chest down just a little bit more as you find that new space for your shoulders. And then when you inhale into that new space. 2 or 3 more steady breaths here. Now staying in this puppy pose position, go ahead and let the palms kiss one another. And then drive your elbows up so they're chasing the nape of your neck. So you're going to start bending into the forearms here slightly. Just a way to deepen your puppy pose if you're needing it. And of course, if this is too much, stay in that traditional puppy pose we were just in. But either way, wherever you land here for the next few rounds of breath, let yourself be. Be present in this space, nowhere else. Beautiful. Gently let the forearms land back onto your mat. Bring yourself to your belly. So land on your belly, untuck the toes, find a Spinx pose here just for a moment. So Spinx pose, meaning forearms are on the ground, elbows are chasing your hip bones are chasing your elbows. Little connection here, find a breath in, gaze on up. And then when you exhale, kick your feet up towards the ceiling. We windshield wiper left to right. And sometimes I actually like to make circles here. So thinking of letting the feet drop towards the ground, bring them back up towards the booty. Sometimes I feel like that loosens up my lower back a little bit more actually than just the windshield wipering left to right. But again, as always, I just encourage you to try out what feels best. Now gently place the feet back onto the mat, bring the hands under the shoulders, find your tabletop pose. And we really only have like one down dog, so go ahead and find down dog. Even in my own stony baloney classes, I like to find a down dog. I like to bend my knees, pulse my chest back towards my thighs, shake out my head as I remind myself to unclench my jaw. Feel that length through your arms, through your sides, through your armpits as you push the mat away. Little sensation of those inner thighs spiraling up and away. And like I said, we're not here for a long time. We're here for a good time. So go ahead and settle in. Try to find some stillness with me. Push into the mat. Drive your heels towards the ground. And you just got 2 breaths here with me, my friends. Start on empty. Fill up your down dog. Fill up, fill up, fill up. Exhale, let it go. You have one more just like that. Fill up your down dog. Big breath. Exhale, let it go. Now this time as you find your next breath in, lift up your heels as high as you can. So wake up the feet a little bit here. Now staying high in the balls of your feet, go ahead and walk to the top of your mat. We're going to find a little forward fold. So when you find your forward fold, give your hips some space. Heel toe your feet out. Little bend in both of your knees as you let your torso just dangle down. And let your hands, let your fingertips chase the ground beneath you here as well for a moment. Unclench your jaw. After a few moments here, swaying left, swaying right, catching your weight with your feet, with your heels. Notice how the hamstrings come alive. If you're craving a little more from this fold, perhaps you catch opposite elbows, make yourself into that ragdoll position here. I like smirk saying ragdoll because I try my best to not sound like I'm from the Midwest, but that Michigan accent comes out with those A's, I tell you what. Now we're going to inhale, halfway lift. That means your hands are going to find your shins. Quite literally feel your back flatten out as you drive your shoulders away from your ears. Wake up and activate the hamstrings. Big breath in. Exhale, find a fold. One and only time we're going to come to a stance. So I want you to move nice and easy as you root to rise. Just a moment for you to undulate through the spine, vertebra, vertebra. Eventually the gaze will go up towards the ceiling. Let your arms chase the sky above you. And as you exhale, we bring it right back down to that fold. Bend your knees. Good. Go ahead and inhale, halfway lift. You're going to keep your right foot towards the top of your mat. Step your left foot back. Drop your left knee. And you're just going to find a nice low lunge here for a moment. So forearms can come on top of the thigh, top of the right thigh here. Notice how it feels to find that low lunge. Activate through the hip flexors, through the thighs. Maybe a little through the quads here too. And eventually find a breath in. Reach up through the fingertips. Stay here as you exhale. Bend in cactus. Open up your heart. Now inhale, reach up nice and tall. As you exhale, hands come back to the mat. Finding a lizard pose. So heel toe your right foot towards the right edge of your space. And we have some options. So the first place that you can stay is just on your hands, right? You can always be on blocks here as well if you have blocks for your home practice. If you're wanting a little bit more, but you can't quite get those forearms to the ground, work on crawling your hands actually forward a little bit. I just can't go too far because I have a dog's butt in my space, but you could crawl your hands out way further than you see here. And then lastly, of course, maybe you are in a space where you enjoy lizard pose with your forearms on the ground. And if that's where you are, go ahead and land. But you'll be here for a moment, so settle in, find a breath. Maybe you tuck your chin towards your chest, relax the neck, relax where you can. I do know this pose is effort. It can be effort, but there is some ease. We just got to find it. We just got to take a moment to be with it. Unclench the jaw, relax the gaze, find a breath. Now, if you're on your forearms, take your time, come back up to the hands. Hands are under the shoulders. And when you're ready, this is going to be a wider half split, but I just want you to find the half split just as you are. So push your hips back, keep your hands where they are. Maybe you pop up on the fingertips, release that right hamstring. Again, come back to your breath, feel that hinging sensation with the hips. And start moving in between these spaces, right? So bend back into your right knee, gaze up, hips are low. Push your hippies on back, half split variation. Just a couple rounds. Now go ahead and come back into your right knee. Keep your left hand on the mat. Gently push your right hand into the inside of your right knee. You're gonna feel and see that inner arch of your right foot lift. Totally okay. Maybe you gaze over towards that right shoulder here as well. Now gently place your right hand back to the mat, tabletop pose. So right knee is gonna meet your left. And you're just here to move the hippies for a moment before we switch our sides. So maybe the hips drop down nice and low. Push them on back. And when you're ready, we start with bringing that left foot forward. Finding that low lunge position, left foot forward. Forearms come on top of your left thigh. And just take a moment here, take a break in this space, nice and steady. Now eventually, just for a breath or two, arms will chase the ceiling, open up your front body. Feel that new sensation, drive your thumbs back, biceps are framing your ears, big breath in. Exhale, bending cactus. Now inhale, you extend back up. Exhale, hands inside of your left foot, heel toe your left foot towards the left edge. Set up for that lizard pose. Oof. Little crack of that ankle. And like I said, start here. You're in no rush to find a deeper sensation. You don't have to find a deeper sensation if that's not what you're seeking. But of course, if you moved into some deeper motions or some deeper movements on that right side, go ahead and invite them here on your left side too. Sorry, bud, you just got something on your butt. And then check back in with yourself, unclench the jaw, shake out the head. Find some stillness here. Good. If you're on your forearms, gently make your way back onto the hands. And if you're on your hands, gently push the hips back. Find your half split pose on the left side. If you're looking up at me, you might notice that I invite like gentle pulses into my half splits sometimes. Like I said, tune into what you need. I'm just giving you the basic information. You can add or take away however much you need. Now invite that movement back in, bend into your left knee, gaze up so your hips sink, push your hips back. Couple rounds, take your time. Now, next time you bend into your left knee, go ahead and stay there. Push your left hand into the inside of your left knee, lifting up the inner arch of your left foot here just for a moment. Now, a little change we have here. So go ahead and step it back to a tabletop pose. Left knee is going to meet your right. And then we're going to come all the way down to our bellies. Now, when you find your belly here, give yourself some room. Hands about 10 to 2. Pop up on the fingertips. Separate the feet. Just a few oscillating cobras that we'll do together. So breath in, rise it up. Take your time. Exhale brings you down. Maybe 3 or 4 more at your own pace. Allow yourself to be slower. Allow yourself to be faster. 3 to 4 rounds. Last one here, wherever you are. And exhale brings you back down. Stack your hands on top of one another for a moment. Rest your third eye. Shrug your shoulders away from your ears. Find a big available breath for the back body. Now gently push up, locate your pillow, and come to your back. So flip from the belly all the way to your back. And we're using the pillow just for exactly what we have it here for, a pillow, right? So rest your head. When you find a moment to find stillness on your back, just let your hands come on top of your belly and breathe with me. Big breath in. Exhale, let it go. Find one more big breath in. Exhale, let it go. Now place your left fielder, just making sure everyone's still awake here, and we're all still awake. Place your left foot on the mat. Right ankle, find your left knee. And then lift up that left knee, find a reclined pigeon. Now we just have a couple steady breaths here, so tune in, be available, be in this space, a couple rounds. Start inviting the stillness, invite the slowness in as we finish our last few poses before we enter Savasana. Beautiful. Gently release both feet, find the mat. Take a moment, reset. You might windshield wiper a little bit here. And then when you're ready, we keep that right foot on the mat. Left ankle finds your right knee. And you know the game here, my friends. Invite the right knee into your chest, interlace on top of the shins. Hi, sir. There you go. You just get a toy. Oh, here he comes. Oh, my goodness. And you're going to lay right there so no one can see me. Oh, my goodness. Okay, thanks so much. Quite literally, his dog bed is behind my camera. Accessible to him. Nothing's stopping him. And he was there, but the moment I'm here talking, he's like, oh, I must be by my mama. I'm acting like I don't love it. It's fine. And now when you're ready to release this time, I want you to find a legs up the wall. So bring your feet up towards the sky, point and flex. Roll out the ankles. Everyone, look at all of your toes, separate them, find some space in between them. And then at your own pace, your own time, we find our Savasana here. So let your feet come back to the mat. Make yourself a big old X, right? So your feet, your arms, your fingers, they all go towards their respective sides of your mat. And eventually let stillness just be your natural state. Let your breath come back to its natural pace. And I don't know about you all, but when I'm doing this and I'm smoking, I feel so tuned in. I feel so mellow. I feel as though the thoughts are actually gone for once. So ride that wave. Be here. Find your breath. Let the thoughts stay away. You have plenty of time to bring them back into your life every day, right? But in this moment where you are as tuned in as you could be, hone in on it. Remember this feeling. Find your breath. Enter Savasana. And ideally, hopefully, you are in a very meditative, very soothing state. And I hope you can linger there a little bit longer. But if you're ready to wake up, if you have something else to do, a day to start, gently invite your movements in. Little good morning stretches, shake out the head, point and flex the toes. But we're going to close out class on our back. So if you're ready to close out class, bring your hands heart center. If you are staying here a little bit longer, just let your breath take away, or let your breath take you away, rather. Now, those of you with your hands heart center, feel your beating heart here for just a moment. Acknowledge that space. Give yourself some gratitude here. And of course, as I said at the beginning, as I'll say at the end, always and forever, I'm extremely grateful for you taking time to watch my videos, support me, be here with me, ride the wave with me, all the good things. So we have one more breath here. Find your big breath in. And as you exhale, bow and let it go. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day or a beautiful rest of your evening. Until we meet again.